How do I start selling my homemade dog food? And do you need FDA approval to sell dog food? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you step-by-step on what you need to know if you want to start a pet food business from home, the ins and outs, and the top 10 things you need to do in order to get that started. We're going to get to that right now. All right, so welcome back to Marketing Food Online. It's Damian Roberti, founder and CEO of Marketing Food Online. In this video, I am going to give you the 10 things you need to do to get a pet food business started from home. And you might want to stay from beginning to end because I'm going to go from number 10 down to the most important aspect you got to consider when you start a pet food business. And believe it or not, the FDA has some interesting things to say about creating pet food from home. Even though it is an extremely highly regulated industry, there's a few things that are quite lenient and, in my opinion, about starting a food business from home. So if this is your first video here on Marketing Food Online, welcome. We are a food entrepreneur channel. We are YouTube's premier food entrepreneur channel for food entrepreneurs of all kinds, from food trucks to home-based food businesses and everything in between. Hit the subscribe button and your bell notification because we have videos uploading every single week. And we cover a gamut of information and give you useful, practical tips to get a food business started no matter what you are getting done. Now, let's dive right into it. So number 10 is you want to plan your pet food business. You want to create some form of a business plan. Even if you're starting this from home and you might be thinking, well, Damian, do I need to get that deep into it? Well, I highly recommend you do. Here's the reason why. Business plans have been an integral part of success of a business since day one. I actually, believe it or not, to tell you the truth, when I started my Italian bakery over 13 years ago, I had not created nor did I know much about business plans. And I could have actually benefited from it, to be quite honest with you. So sitting down and creating a basic business plan, you don't have to get too involved in it, but write down your goals. Figure out what it is you want to make. How are you going to fund it? Who's going to be the ownership of it? Everything from beginning to end. How is your packaging? What's your brand concept? These are great things to write down on paper because it's going to give you, the pet food business owner, a guide as to where you want to go with your business, okay? It just makes really good business sense. Legally, actually, it's not something you necessarily need to have in order to do this, but having a business plan set up for your pet food business is not a bad idea. It's actually a great idea. Next up, form your pet food business into a legal entity. Now, what that means is you need to figure out what is going to be the best type of legal entity for your pet food business. What I mean by that is you want to create an LLC, like a limited liability corporation. You want to create an S Corp, C Corp. How do you want to set it up? In my opinion, I'll give you my 2 cents because I've been through this before with our food business. I started out as an LLC, and then I've transitioned it now. We are an S Corp. That's for just solely for tax purposes, and more beneficial for us because of how our business has grown. My wife and I started our business over 14 years now, and we started out as an LLC. So if I'd recommend any type of legal entity formation, I would say go with an LLC. Number 3, register your pet food business for sales tax and tax purposes. Now, this is going to be a federal and state level. Here's why. Because you're going to get an EIN from the IRS. That's going to allow you to file your taxes, and that's kind of like a social security number in a sense for your pet food business. You want to make sure that you get that set. And also sales tax. If you're collecting your sales tax, which you probably will be, the state needs to know that, and you need to get a sales tax ID number that allows you to also get the sales tax and remit that, send it back to the state as you collect sales tax on your products. Now, keep in mind, they're going to set you up on what's known as a scheduled repayment plan. That means that either every quarter, every 3 months that is, or half a year, every 6 months, or even annually, every year, 12 months, you're going to send those taxes to the state. And mostly the way that we do it actually is online. You can do it through the state that you live in, their internet website, and then just simply remit the sales tax to them. Next up, number 4, you want to go open up a business bank account with a credit card. You want to open up a business bank account which will allow you to get credit cards. You want to establish a business account. Not necessarily, I think I jumped around there from the numbers, I'm sorry. 10, 9, 8, 7. Number 7 actually is open a business bank account and a credit card. So you want to open up that business account because what it's going to do, it's going to separate the earnings, your income and your profits and all need to be kept from your personal accounts. It makes it easier for your accountant to justify your expenses and income that comes in. Plus, when you create a business account, once you have your business set up and running in the legal sense, you can apply for credit cards or lines of credit to grow that pet food business. Even if you're starting it from home, believe it or not, yes, as long as you're a business entity and you're showing sales and you're showing transactions and you're growing at home, you can apply for credit cards or even business loans to expand your pet food business. So definitely something that you want to think about as you go along. But you want to also, just for tax purposes, keep that separate, okay? All right, now number 6, set up accounting for your pet food business. So if you're not familiar with accounting software, you can get things like QuickBooks or Quicken. These are great accounting softwares that make it very simple for you to keep track of inventory, sales, and if you happen to have any employees or part-time people and you're paying them, of course, you want to make sure you keep track of that as well. All of this accounting software makes it very, very simple for you to do that. It may take a little bit of time, quite honestly, to learn how it you set up, how you engage with it, how you interact with the software. Give yourself a little bit of time to learn it. But once you understand it, the software is very simple and it's great for accounting. It makes it a lot simpler and easier when you go to your accountant at the end of the year. All right, so number 5, this is the important part. Make sure you get the necessary permits and licenses to start your pet food business at home. So keep in mind, there's a few things you need to know about. If you have a local ordinance or a local rule or regulation within the city or the county, who's ever in charge of that, you want to make sure that you're following the guidelines specifically. Now, every single state's cities and counties will obviously vary, so I'm not going to elaborate on this particular video about every single city and county in the United States. Now, I'm going to leave that up to you. You need to find out from them, hey, do I need a permit? Do I need to get homeowners association approval? Do I need to contact my insurance company too? That's the next one we're going to talk about in a minute. Homeowners insurance, do I need to let them know about it? Find out who you need to let know and the types of permits and licenses you will need if you're starting from scratch in a very small startup from home and you're creating your pet food business. You don't want to have any legalities or legal hoops that you get in trouble with because you just were unaware. So find out what permits you might need. If it's any type of food handler safety course, which might be similar to other home-based food businesses, even though it's pet food, if your city or county requires it, make sure you take it. So find out the necessary permits and licenses and ensure also that you've notified your homeowners association, because a lot of people that start home-based businesses, no matter what they are, you need to check the rules and regulations within your community because they may or may not even permit or allow you to do that. So you want to make sure you just double check, okay? Next up, you want to get is your pet food business insurance. Yes, so you can and you should and you do need to get insurance for any type of business, obviously, because of the legalities of it. You want to protect yourself. But if you're starting a pet food business from home, even though it's not a human food product, you do need to have some type of liability or product liability insurance, a basic insurance plan or policy in place if you're starting that type of business from home. And yes, believe it or not, you can get one. If you're curious, you're thinking, well, how can I get that for my house? Do I have to have like a commercial facility to get insurance? No, you can. You can actually get insurance policies for home-based businesses, and I highly recommend you look into that and do that as well. So next up, number 3, you want to define your pet food business brand. You want to create a branded look. Now, what exactly is a brand, Damien? Because I'm really new to this. I'm not familiar with it. So you want to create an image of your product. You want to have a slogan, some type of a catchy phrase. You want to have a logo with a design that basically emulates your concept, your idea of where you want to take your brand, how it's going to look. Colors, text, fonts, everything that's incorporated in your logo and in your specific name of your business, that needs to be conveyed on all of your packaging. And that's where the branding aspect comes into play with it. So you want to come up with an idea, a logo, something new. If it's something that inspired you, maybe you had a dog before that inspired you, maybe their face or they could be on the logo. The name of the dog could be part of the name of the company, something unique about it. Or if it's a cat, whatever it might be, no matter what type of pet that it might be. But that's going to be part of your branding concept, and that's going to give you a defined image to your consumer as to who you are and what you do. So let's go into number 2. Next up, you want to, of course, have a pet food business website. So you want to have a website dedicated solely to your pet food business. And you want to make sure also that it incorporates links to your social media pages about your pet food business. Don't underestimate that the power, of course, of social media tied into your website. So incorporate the two together. You can't necessarily, this day and age, have a simple website without any type of links to social media. So ensure that you've got a Facebook page, even, believe it or not, a LinkedIn page. There are a ton, by the way. It's a great resource I wanted to mention. LinkedIn is one of the best places right now to have a business page set up, no matter what you're doing. There are even pet food industry buyers, pet food brokers. There's a lot of connections with pet food manufacturers, co-packers, all on LinkedIn. So if you have a pet food business from home and you want to grow that and scale it, you want people to know about it. So you need to connect with those on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and so on and so on. Even Pinterest. Pinterest is an enormously big website. If you start creating products and you've got a website up and running with your pet food, you want to link those images and those products over to Pinterest, which makes it easier for people to even find it on Pinterest and even online, allowing you to sell even more products. So not only having a website dedicated to your pet food business, but you also need to have social media presence and create pages dedicated to it. Don't use some type of personal page on Facebook or personal page on Instagram. Set up a specific page dedicated solely to your pet food business. And yes, even if you're doing it from home, you can do that. You can have a social media presence. That is nothing wrong with that at all. Lastly, number one, just get started. Yes, you need to just get started. There is a time for planning, but don't over-plan. Don't kick around time so much that you're over-planning and not taking any actions to make your idea come to fruition and come to reality. You need to just get going. Take the information that you have, take the first step. And if that first step is writing down, like I said, just a business plan and brainstorming what you want to do it. Because in the act of actually starting a business, even if it's something simple as writing a business plan down or some ideas, you will begin to get more motivated and inspired to move forward with it. Don't sit there and talk about what you want to do. You need to take action in order to do what you want to do, okay? Talking and doing are two different things. Many entrepreneurs that I've come through over the past several years that I've spoken with have great ideas, but they just aren't motivated enough to take the first, second, or even third step. But you don't need to take all of them at the same time. One basic, simple step is all you need, but you get up and running. And if it's something like creating a pet food business and that's your passion and you've got a great idea for it, you love pets, do it. But you need to actually do it, not talk about it. So a time for planning is great, but mostly action is what's going to bring it to life. You need to keep that in mind. I'm not trying to get too involved here or inspirational with some sappy story. The fact of the matter is that I have had success over the past 14 years because I took action upon what I wanted to do. Plain and simple. There's no special formula behind it. Just do it. Find out what you need to do. Find out your permits. Get yourself your license. Incorporate yourself. Come up with some ideas. Those things will generate some real big momentum for you and inspire you to move forward. So the number one thing you need to do is simply start. After you do that, everything else will snowball and you will be successful at doing what you're doing. So one last couple notes about what the FDA requires you to have. First question we asked was, do you need FDA approval? No, there's no requirement that the pet food products have any quote-unquote pre-market approval as it's known. And this information is actually directly from the FDA website. You don't have to have any pre-approval, but since there is no requirement for the pet food to have pre-market approval by the FDA, you want to ensure that the ingredients you use in the pet food itself are quote-unquote safe and have an appropriate function in the pet food. This is some information directly from the FDA website. I'll have some links down below where you guys can check out more information about this if you want to research it a little bit more. But many of the ingredients such as meats or poultry, grains are considered safe and do not require any type of pre-market approval. Now, when you begin to put anything else in there that's unnatural, that is something that you need to be very leery of. You also need to make sure that your labeling is correct. Very similar to human food, you need to make sure that pet food labeling has two specific things. This is what the FDA requires. They require proper identification of the product, which would be net quantity statements, name and place of the business or manufacturer distributor, and proper listing of all the ingredients you have in the product from most used to least based upon weight. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky because every state also enforces their own labeling regulations. So if you happen to be in Florida, you need to find out specifically what does Florida require in addition to this labeling requirements by the FDA, if they have anything additional, okay? If you're in Georgia, California, any state that you live in. So be sure to do that as well. So guys, this is the 10 things I think that will be a great stepping stone to get you up and running. It's a good starting point. If you're looking for any other ways to market or promote your food product, check out these videos here on our channel as well. And be sure, like I mentioned before, subscribe because we got a library, a ton of great videos and content to help you out. And I'll see you guys on our next video.